Hey friends, it's Mary here, and thankfully we are back on the road. And as you know, we've been sort of stationary this year, but now we're back on the road and we're going to be seeing some new campgrounds, and I'm really excited to share some of them with you. So today we're going back to my hometown. Let's take a look. So as I said, this video is taking us to my hometown of Wabash, Indiana. And you can see the sign here. There's actually a city park in Wabash that has RV parking. So there's our RV right there. So here's the sign. I want to make sure that you can see this because this really is sort of important about this park. It is located on the south side of Wabash, Indiana, and Wabash is just south of 24. It also is right off of 15, State Road 15 and 13. So it's really convenient if you're coming from the Marion area or from Indianapolis and you're heading north. You can stop here at the city RV park. Please note that the check-in hours are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is really important because if you come outside of those hours, you will not have access to your amenities, which is water and electric, because they do lock them and you won't be able to have access. So you need to make sure that you arrive during those hours or you're gonna be boondocking whether you like it or not. So as I said, this is the Wabash City RV Park, and it's really conveniently located, but like I said, you really do need to arrive during those office hours so that you can have access to your amenities. If you look here kind of over my shoulder, you can see this blue wall behind us. This is actually run in conjunction with the sewage waste treatment plant, which is that blue wall behind us. And while I said it does have water and electric, there is no sewage at the sites, but you can make arrangements to come right over here and dump your RV. So we're actually leaving on a Sunday, and that's outside of their normal hours. But I talked with the people at the office and they made an appointment for us where we can go over there and dump during their off hours. They just need to let the people at the waste treatment plant know that we're coming so that they can unlock the gates so that we can get in. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, and hopefully that's gonna be a pretty simple process, not too worried about it. So let's take a walk over to the site and see how things look over there. Now this is the site we chose, and the nice thing about this park is because there are no reservations, you can basically pick any site you want when you arrive. Now you can see that it has an asphalt driveway. See that right there. Now, one thing I will tell you that we found out when we got here is that while it's asphalt, and that's very nice, the pads are not level, and they're not really level front to back, and they're not really level side to side. So we did have just a small challenge with our auto leveling jacks, not being able to find a good level. So we had to do manual leveling of those jacks individually to make sure that we got it level. And we just used the level on our phone to make sure that it was in fact level from side to side and from front to back. So I was telling you about the fact that you have to arrive during hours, business hours, and here's the main reason why. You'll notice here, this is our hookup, our water and our electric, and right here is our water, and you'll notice that's missing a handle. Yeah, so you can't actually turn the water on until you go over to the office and pay for your spot, because then they give you a set of keys. One key unlocks the water, goes right there, and the second key is over here because my lock is off because I have my electric plugged in, but you can notice on the one beside it, there is actually a padlock on that, a master padlock. So until you go over to the office and get a set of the keys, you cannot unlock the padlock to get access to your electricity, and you cannot get the lock, the handle lock for the water. So that's why it's really important to arrive during the office hours so you can do that. And right there in the background, you can see that's sort of a better view of the water waste treatment plant right over there with that pretty blue water wall. Now, as far as the campground itself, we really do like it. It's very grassy. It's very much like a park. You can see that the sites have plenty of space between them, right? So here's our spot, and the next one over is over here. Now, you will notice that in the case of this spot, the water and electric would actually be on the front side of the RV, so you would need to make sure you check that before you pick your spot. And if at all possible, of course, we always want one where it's on the back side so that things can just run out there easily. But if not, you can run it underneath the RV and you would be able to utilize that one. So I'm just going to kind of do a panoramic here so you can kind of get a sense of the park. I believe I did a count. I think there's like 16 sites here. So it's not a huge campground. And you do really just feel like you're kind of in a park setting, which is great. You're not far from downtown Wabash, maybe 3-block walk, which is nothing. And Wabash has a lot of really great amenities. For those of you who may not know, Wabash is the first electrically lighted city in the world. So we have a really great history here. We're pretty proud of it. And those first electrical lights were in our courthouse, which I'm going to zoom in here and see if you can see the top of the courthouse right up over that building. There it is. That's the very top of the Wabash County Courthouse. Wabash is the county seat. And that was the first electrically lit building, and then those lights carried on to the city as well. So you can see there's just one road here into the campground, where we were earlier, and then coming on around here to the back side where it just goes right back out. This is an asphalt road. It's not bad. There are a few dips, and we're coming up on one of them right here. I'm pretty sure this dip, when we leave, we're going to go over that pretty slowly, not because we think we're dragged, but because we think things may move around. So that has a little bit of a dip right here in the road, but you can see up ahead, there are several sites, but like I said, maybe 16, 17 sites total. So there you have it. That's a look at the Wabash City RV Park in Wabash, Indiana, hometown of Mary Hendrick Home on the Highway. And we really enjoyed our time here. This is the first time, interestingly, the first time we've ever stayed here in Wabash. And my family is here, so it was really close and convenient. Over my shoulder, right here in this area, this actually leads you right down to the Wabash River, where you can do canoeing, you can do kayaking. So there's a lot of activities that way. Also, I mentioned downtown Wabash is only, maybe 3 blocks away. If you are familiar with Wabash at all, there is a large performing arts center called the Honeywell Center. A lot of well-known performers come in here. So if you're ever coming to Honeywell to see a show, you might want to stay here at the City RV Park. Another fun thing downtown is a little coffee shop called Modoc's. Modoc has a big history here in Wabash. So the story goes, there was a circus that came to town years and years ago, and the main attraction, this really amazing elephant, got loose in downtown Wabash, and his name was Modoc. So there's a great little coffee shop down there. It's fun to go to. Another really great place to visit while you're here is an old hotel in Wabash, and there's a nice restaurant and a wine wine store attached to it. It's called the 20. You might want to check that out. Right across the street from the 20 is another really great place that's called the Eagles Theater. And this has been recently renovated to some of its original glory and beauty. So you might want to check out a show at the Eagles Theater as well. But this is the Wabash RV, or the Wabash City RV Park. Like I said, water and electric only, but it's only $15 a night. One other thing I do want to tell you though is when you come here and you go up to the office, which is just right across the street. So here's my RV. I'm going to pan around and let's see. You can just barely see this building right back here at the end of that wall. So, oops, there we go. Oh, I'm a little confused. There we go. There's a little building right here. That is where the office is that you would go in to pay. You must either have cash or a check to pay for your parking. Okay, they do not take credit cards at the RV park. So it's $15 a night, but you do need to have cash or a check when you go in there. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you are ever in this area, keep in mind, like I said, Wabash is right off of Highway 24. It's just on the south side of Highway 24. If you're coming from the south, from either Marion or from Indianapolis, you can come up State Road 13 or State Road 15 to get here to Wabash. This campground is located on the south side of town, just as soon as you cross the Wabash River, so really conveniently located. And it is north of Indianapolis, maybe about an hour and 10. And it's also south of Fort Wayne, about 45 minutes. So there you go, great little campground. Come check out my hometown of Wabash, Indiana. And as always, we're Hendrick Home on the Highway, and we'll see you down the road.